Hi everybody, welcome to GForce Golf. I'm Stuart Small, founder and inventor of the GForce Swing Trainers. In today's video, I'm going through a troubleshooting guide. Since starting this business back in 2016, I get a lot of emails and I'm also asking for customer feedback all the time to see how I can improve the products and services that I offer. So I've got a full-on memory bank of emails that I've saved over the past 6 years. And today what I'm going to do is go through the most commonly asked questions and then just give you a solution to your problem. First of all, in this video, I'm not going to be covering setup such as your grip and your stance. If you want to get a bit of a basic guide on that, I'll put a link in the description and you can go and check out a series of videos I've done just to get you started on your setup. But once you've got that in place, we can start to talk about how to use the swing trainers and the common problems that you're going to find in the beginning when you start using them and the answers on how to correct those problems. So the first typical problem for a lot of players is the connection, not being able to strike the ball solid with the GForce Swing Trainers. As I've talked about in previous videos, that's a really important thing that you've got to get right. You've got to learn how to strike the ball right out the center of the club face. That's where you're going to get the most amount of compression, the most amount of club face stability. You're going to hit the ball further. It's going to feel beautiful. It's going to sound amazing. The feeling you're going to get from hitting the ball out in the middle of the face is addictive. That's what we all love about playing golf, actually hitting the ball properly, up in the air and a long way. If it goes a little bit offline, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing better than the feeling of a perfectly struck golf shot. So we've got to get the strike right. Now, I know a lot of you, when you start using the swing trainers, that would be maybe your first stepping stone. And the reason for that is not having the right rhythm and tempo. So we need to develop your rhythm and tempo to begin with. You're probably snatching it back and yanking it through and you're not swinging very smoothly. You feel tight, you feel tense, you feel like you're putting a lot of effort in. So we need to get rid of that straight away. What's really going to help you strike the golf ball much better instantly is having the 3 degrees of motion that I keep talking about. So that is basically freeing up. You got to shake up a little bit. You need to loosen up. Like the 100-meter sprinters before they're getting the starting blocks, they're shaking around, they're loosening everything up, every joint, every muscle, because they need to fire that kinetic chain. That kinetic chain is the transfer of energy from the ground through your body into the golf club and down into the club head, and then that's passed on into the golf ball, right? And the 3 degrees of motion is important because you can then allow your brain's subconscious to effectively swing the golf club for you, effectively make all of the calculations it needs to make to get the club onto the ball and get the ball coming out in the middle of the club face. It sounds a bit unreal, to be honest, but trust me, it works. We've all figured out how to walk around and tackle different types of surfaces and even run on them and jump over ditches and land perfectly. Do you know what I mean? So there is an element of your central nervous system, your brain, that will make the corrections it needs to make to help you hit the golf ball properly if you let it. And that all comes down to just being, completely free, completely relaxed. So if you can't connect with the ball properly, you need to, first of all, free everything up, especially the hands and wrists. You need to feel that everything's nice and loose and relaxed here. You need to feel the weight of the golf club. You can see I'm just hinging my wrist here nice and freely back and through. On the takeaway, you need to feel the grip end of the club coming away first. So if I pull the grip end of the club away first and the club head follows, if I stop my arms, can you see how the shaft, the momentum from the club hinges my wrist for me? So that's me just keeping nice and free. It's like a reverse lag on the takeaway, and then I come back through and lag it back the other way. So that's how we get the lag, really. Reverse lag going back, then the momentum from the club head cocks my wrists, I pull the grip through, and then I get the lag and then release coming through the other way. So if you want to strike the golf ball, start connecting with it straight away, you've got to get the 3 degrees of motion. You've got to practice this loose, relaxed swinging action. Okay, just did a few little half shots with that feeling to feel the solid strike. Right, now if I try and lock everything up, keep everything rigid and almost reduce movement, the strike is a bit more, it's not as good. Right, I've mentioned before about if you're locking body parts out, reducing the swing, restricting it because you're not hitting the ball very well, you're breaking that kinetic chain, you're not allowing the energy to get through into the club head. So we've got to just free everything up. So if you're not striking it well, start with these laggy takeaway backswings and feel like you're lagging it back the other way. You know, a good drill to do is to grab a towel and then just hold the towel at the top and then take the towel away and then try and snap it on the way through. So we're dragging the towel back and then we're snapping it on the way through. That's the best drill you can do to understand what I'm trying to talk about here. We've got a towel in our hands. We're reverse lagging, going back. And then we're whipping it as we're going through. You can hear that sound is nice and solid. So if you can't connect, do that. Free everything up. Ask yourself, do you feel relaxed when you're over the ball? Or do you feel tense? Do you feel tight? Do you feel like you're locking everything out? Because if you can't get rid of that, you're really going to struggle with your golf swing. You know, you need to be as relaxed as I am here, talking to you. Okay, completely free. I'm not standing here squeezing my fingers, you know, locking out. You know, I don't feel tense. I feel completely relaxed, nice and natural. That's how you want to go to the ball. Grip the golf club, nice and light. Feel the weight of the head swinging. Feel it's like really swingy at the bottom, really loose, and then just give it a rip. It's like a whoosh, cracking the whip. That's the best analogy to have, really. Cracking the whip, whipping the towel. That's how you got to get it. So you start with half swings first to get the contact, and then you build up. So we go a little bit further back. So now if I get the same feeling on the way back, takeaway lag going back, if I stop my arms about halfway back, see what the momentum does to the club. So the momentum from this takeaway, if I let my wrists stay passive, which basically means just keep them nice and free, look what the momentum does. It's cocking my wrist for me. I don't need to think about that. So I just toss the club back, get a bit of takeaway lag. The momentum then hinges my wrist the other way. So now I've got the downswing lag. And then, you know, once I feel the wrists cock, that's the feeling you want to get. Pull down, keep the shoulders back, pull down. Once you can strike the ball solid with that little half swing there, get that connection, you can then hit a few where you go a little bit quicker, whip it through a little bit quicker, increase the speed. Then you're ready to move on a bit further. So we're going to swing it a little bit further back. Feel that lag, reverse lag on the takeaway lag. As my arms slow down and stop, the momentum from the backswing cocks my wrists. So the momentum from the club and the speed of the backswing cocks my wrists. Feel those cocking. Then I'm ready to start down. Really solid strike. The other thing you're going to find doing this drill here, this takeaway lag and then lagging it back through, can you see how smooth it is? So it's just helping me develop a nice rhythm and tempo. I'm nice and relaxed. Feel the arms and club swinging. And then my body's responding to my arms. I can speed that up as I come through. And that gives me the perfect tempo. Because we're looking for a slower backswing. And then we're looking for a faster follow through. So Tour Tempo did their research on the tempo of the golf swing, and they came up with a 3-to-1 tempo. So your backswing takes 3 times longer than your downswing. So you can hit little 1-1 tempo shots to begin with, just to get a nice contact on the ball and feel that fluidity in your swing. That's probably the best way to describe it. You can use the metronome app. I did a video on that before. I'll put the link in the description below and the link to the metronome. So you can start with that 1-1 tempo. Then you can go 1-2 tempo. So basically that means as you're coming through, you're just going to come through a little bit quicker. we're doing it on the half swing again, we're lagging that takeaway, and then we feel like we're coming through quicker. And then you get it up to a 3-to-1 tempo. So we're going back nice and slow, coming through much quicker. And you'll really feel and hear the ball just crunch off the club face then. So that's a great drill to get your rhythm and tempo, to free your body up, all right, loosen up. It's going to be difficult to do if you've got injuries, I know, but you know, if you can just free up as much as you can, you've got a great chance of striking the ball. And then once you've got that strike going, you're going to run into the next problem. So let's talk about that now.